Hello and welcome to DCI Parrish Explained. This is take two because my phone went off in the middle of the first one. But anyway, I've made some notes to help me. So without further ado, let me begin. DCI Parrish. When was he born? That answer is twofold. He was born in my imagination in November 2022. I went to a workshop, writer's workshop, and we had to go around the room explaining our ideas for books. And it was a fiction workshop rather than non-fiction. And most of the people had thrillers and murder mysteries and detective type ideas. And when they got to me, I said, I've got ideas for two books. One's a romance called My Aber Obsession, and I explained that a little bit. And the other one, I said, I've got these vague ideas for a crime thriller, and and more or less everybody said, well, that's a much better idea. So I thought I'd go with that. And the workshop was really helpful in how you pad out a character. And I got a set of notes, and from that then on, I worked through it. Now, I did say this answer was twofold. If you read the Embleton murders, you will realise that Parrish is probably in his 40s, mid 40s, something like that. I started writing the Embleton murders and then I paused and I took some time out to develop another five ideas for books. So, hopefully, in the first instance, I'll have a series of six for people to read, enjoy, raise awareness of ME and fibromyalgia. And once I had those other ideas, I've dropped into the Embleton murders a few little things that will crop up in subsequent books, and I'd like to think you some of them you'll read and go, I'm anticipating that appearing, and others you just won't have an inkling. And why would you? Because you don't know where the little hook is. So, written in code in the Embleton murders is some more details about Parrish that you may not have realised that you've read. Okay, let's get on to some more questions here. Name. Where did I get the name from? I, I'm not entirely sure on this. It came to me very quickly though. I didn't have to think is he going to be called Brown or Smith or Marshall or whatever. The in the Empty Murder it mentions about Steve Parrish, a former highly successful motorcycle rider, and I've been watching some of his work. He does commentary work, so I guess the name Parrish was in my mind. I also have a friend on Facebook, Tiffany Parrish from America, and she sent me a wonderful picture of herself holding a copy of Bear With Me. And I guess that was in my mind at about the same time as well. So I quite quickly came up with the name Parrish. Um, some other things for it. You might notice he's called P or Mr. P in the book. And I, at one point, had four friends, all with the surname beginning with P. And they used this little jovial banter amongst themselves about Hi P, Mr. P. And I thought that just fitted naturally with my experiences. And I want to, although it's fiction, much of it'll be stuff that I've experienced, my how I've experienced ME and project that onto Parish. So I thought it'd be quite nice, and I'd have some experience of using those names. Um, I haven't mentioned his first name, and you may be aware there's some fictional detectives where you rarely hear their first name or it appears once in the whole series. And I'm still thinking about this. I'll have to decide later. Okay, name, age, height. How tall is he? He's 6 foot. Weight unspecified, but he's a biggish unit. I write about the stairs creaking in sympathy with his joints and how his wax jacket bulges a little bit about his midriff. His appearance, other than to say he's bald and he's a biggish chap, I've kind of left that to your imagination. I don't think I should. a writer who really wants to give every little detail so you don't have to imagine anything. I want this to be your DCI Parrish as well. I do discuss some of the clothes he wears, and my other half, Liz, had a bit of a giggle when she read about one of his particular outfits because it was essentially what I would have worn when I was lecturing. So typically wear quite stylish safety boots. They look more like a boot for going out than a safety boot. Um, Levi jeans, and I would typically wear an Oxford shirt, short or long sleeve, and often pink, lemon, white, blue. Um, and in the book, Parrish wears a pink shirt and he chooses a rainbow lanyard. And he, in his thought process of trying to find the killer, he questions whether there's misandry at play or some sort of sexual elements, and often in a negative way. And he's uncomfortable with that. And I want him to be a bit like myself. I think I'm very broad-minded, open-minded. I don't have any prejudices that, well, not that I'm consciously aware of, and I am comfortable in my own skin and do wear pink t-shirts and lemon ones and what have you. So that was the reason for that. Food and drink. Well, again, he likes mostly what I have because that's easy for me to think. He likes this, he likes that. What I haven't mentioned, and I don't know whether this is true for Parrish, I haven't decided yet, but I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have milk and dairy, cheese and cream I have to avoid. It's an intolerance rather than, what's the word? Oh, sorry, brain fog. So allergy. So I get unwell when I eat cream or I don't eat cheese at all because that really does affect me. But sometimes I might go out and I think I'm going to have a cheese dish with a cream base to it because I really want to enjoy it and I know that I'll suffer for it afterwards. So he tends to like what I like. His favourite is beans on toast, which is mine. Anyway, I've written here ringtone and music. So in the Embleton Murders, he has Johnny Cash Ring of Fire on his phone. And within the book, there's a second song mentioned. It's the one of the Cardigans songs. I forget what the song is now. I believe they're a Swedish band or Danish, so Scandinavian. And in the Embleton Murders, I didn't want to say everything about Parrish. You're going to learn more about his character and develop it. And he does definitely like music. And in the next book, Recognition Man, you might even hear him do his part. You'll be hearing the words badly singing a song. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. Romantic inclination. Well, all you know of Parrish at the moment is that he's a divorcee. His wife left him mainly due to his overworking, maybe neglected his relationship. I would like to think over a series of books, maybe he does have some sort of romance in his life. I would not want it to become the focus of a book, but I'd like to see the progression of his life and how it changes and reflects possibly, many of us in life. Car and bike. Many detectives, fictional detectives, are known for the vehicle that they drive. So Columbo's got his old Peugeot that he drives about. Morse has got his beautiful Jaguar. Bergerac had that old car of his and that sort of thing. So Parrish mainly likes to use his scooter, a Honda Forza 350. So you've heard about that in the Embleton Murders. Very early on in the book, it gets mentioned that he did have a BMW 6 Series, which he no longer has. But we don't. I don't tell you what his replaced it with. So this will be a little bit of a theme that I will look at in some of the coming books. And the scooter thing will feature notably at times. So, but you won't be reading a book about riding motorbikes, but they will have a relevance to the story. So in Recognition Man, you get something's written in that you learn a bit more about his motorbike interests and life. But it'll probably be round about book 4, Death in the Dales, when you realise the relevance of that. Well, that's my list for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Another 10 minutes of my company. And thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.